So here's our standard threaded head stem, 1-inch steerer tube. You'll still find today a lot of cheaper end bikes still run a threaded head system. A lot of kids' bikes will still run these. Very simple system to set up. Rather than putting it into a bike, we'll be using a bike stand to show you how that actually works. These are the components of the head stem. You have a lower bearing, sits like so, lower cup. Obviously the cups get pressed into the frame prior to installation, or you can use the existing cups that are in the frame if they aren't damaged and just replace the bearings and the threaded system. So pretending this is the head stem of the bike here, we have our upper cup, the bearing sitting inside there, lower nut threaded and with the bearing contact surface, comes down till it makes contact on top of the bearing. Then we have a spacer. This spacer takes up the gap between the top cap and the bearing race. Top cap will ideally sit 1 or 2 millimeters above the top of the steerer. So once we're in the frame, we tighten that up just finger tight on that lower bearing so there's still plenty of movement in the frame. We don't want it so tight as that it's going to have any friction. Back it off maybe a 1/16 of a turn, then bring the top nut down onto the spacer. Usually you can just hold the lower nut with your hand and tighten the top nut just to pinch that up, and that'll lock the whole system in place. So this is acting as a lock nut on the lower nut, and that's all you need to do. Once it's in and tightened up, just make sure that there's no friction, there's no rough spots in that, and there's no forward and aft movement in the actual forks in the steerer tube.